We're going to look at really quickly how to adjust the density on the satin for lettering. So I'm just going to type in some letters here and insert them into the program and just go through this pretty quick. And now this is going to be the same way that you would adjust your density for any satin area or letter in the program. Once you have your lettering in place, just right click on the letter that you want to edit if you only want to edit one letter, or if you want to select all of the letters, press and hold your right mouse button above and just drag around to select everything. Next, you're going to go to your property settings, which is the little icon that looks similar to a Windows window. And this is your property setting box. You can also press the space bar on your keyboard to open this when the items are selected. You can see the lettering is listed as satin. So I'm going to change my density by going over to the satin tab. And my density setting is going to be towards the bottom of this box. And you can see there is my standard density. If I want to make this more dense, I need to decrease this number because the density setting in Generations is actually based on spacing between the rows of stitching or the lines of stitching. So if I wanted to make this more dense, I could change this to 0.3 and that would increase my stitch count. You can see right now, if you look at the bottom of my screen, I have 1,220 stitches. So if I go ahead and say OK and regenerate, you can see my stitch counts increased significantly. Now, if you're looking at, doing something for puffy foam, you're going to want to increase your density. Generally, you don't need to increase the density on the lettering unless you have large letters. What you may want to do instead is go ahead and open up your properties box again and check your underlay settings. Here's my zigzag underlay for lettering this size. If you have smaller lettering, then you would use, probably the center or the edge. If you have larger lettering, you're going to want to select the edge, move that over, left click on it in this window, and move it up. You can also select this zigzag stitching, and you can see, my zigzag density is 4.0. You can decrease this number to, create more or less spacing in your underlay, which will give you a little more dense appearance. For example, I might change this to 3.0 and say OK, and once I generate, you can see my stitch count has increased again because I have more underlay underneath this. So I hope that answers your question and you have a great holiday.